assuming right now we are live because that's how it goes. I just got to figure out how to get back to you. All right. Because we're live there. All right. So that's muted. Good. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, and
Okay, perfect. Because then I can.
you are moving. Sometimes when you go off the screen, I think it pauses the video feed, but you're looking good.
All right. Hold on. Should I stay here? This is just the audio. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's just the audio of it. Yeah. So this is me if I go. Oh, here we go. I gotta say. Let me know if this is good. I just gotta figure if I'm supposed to stay in the YouTube area or do I stay on the call?
Well, now you are moving, and I can hear you perfectly well. So,
All right, I will stay here then. I mean, that's yeah, okay. Get up.
so are we live, Amundo?
Hold on. I'm trying to mute the audio of this one. Can you actually hear that?
Nope, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, because it's like I have the. It's such a show because I'm hearing us twice.
Oh, really? That's annoying.
There we go. Yeah, because we're on the stream. If I go here, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. On the phone. So, because I might not be able to like if people. I'm trying to do it so that if people um hop on, I'll be able to
Oh,
see
yeah.
their the questions and stuff like that. But I don't want to hear. It's good, but I want to be able to mute it. It's not letting me. I gotta figure out where the mute setting is. If I can mute it, we're good. Which I'm sure I should be able to mute stuff. Where's mute? What's this do? Anybody? Let me figure it out. I think this is it. No, makes sense. It's how you filter the messages. Link speed normal. More captions off. Well, I think we're just gonna leave it different.
Well, sorry, folks. That's all we've got time for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in.
I might just have to. I might have to just personally just deal with the echo, like hearing it, because as long as you can't hear it,
I can't hear it. Nope.
that's good. That means nobody else can. It's just me. So you just popped up again. I'm hearing what you just said just now.
Oh no, you can't do that. It's gonna drive you insane. Can you not just turn the volume down on one of them? Or is
No,
it
because
all on
I'm
one
well,
phone?
what I was trying to figure out because I saw there was like a mute. So if there was a mute, that'd be fine. But there's no. But he's on right now. I could deal with it for now. I could deal with it for now because I can actually hear the difference between your audio and mine. Our buddy's on right now. Wonder ARP.
Excellent.
He says, "Haha, what's going on?"
We are having technical difficulties today, my friend. Mike and I are having a problem in the studio.
And back to you.
So, is it easier if you do a lot of the talking because then you don't hear the echo, or do you hear it whether it's me or
I hear
you?
both. I'm hearing because it's
Oh
like I'm
man.
I'm watching the live stream essentially. Just because that's what it does. It goes through the app and it just goes right to YouTube.
Oh wow. Oh well, maybe we'll make this quite a quick one then.
Yeah, it's fine. I can deal with it. Like I said, I can deal with it. 'Cause I can actually tell it's you. Like there's a difference between the echo and you.
Cool. Okay, let's make a
Let's get
start
into
then.
it.
So, living life with retinitis pigmentosa, or RP for short. What have you had on over the last 7 days, Mr. Tubiak? Hello.
Do it. Oh, I think I know what I can do, Steve. It's gonna be tough, but I can do it. All right. Are you going first, or you want me to go first?
Wow, did you not hear my question?
I heard you say what's going on in the I heard. I heard.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you go first. What
All
have you
right.
been up to for the last 7 days?
I said what?
Hello?
Okay. I'm just checking something. All right.
Oh, okay.
For me, guys, I've been camping out. I started camping out on Thursday, um, for the New England Nationals, for BMX. I was invited. Uh, Not invited, but like this kid, Riley, was gonna bring me out. Um, yeah, I think I gotta like figure this out because it is gonna drive me crazy. Like,
So, if anyone out there is watching this on the playback, Mike is hearing everything twice. So when he's trying to talk, it's really putting him off because he can hear himself twice over his own voice. And I've had this happen to me in a meeting at work one time, and I just couldn't do it. I could not deal with it. It was just awful.
yeah,
It's okay if
normally I
you're
would be on my
listening.
computer right now, but my son is like, uh, my son is doing a live stream at 1:30, and I was like, I'm being nice and to, you know, to
How about if I do the talking then, and then you're not at least trying to talk over yourself?
hold on. I'm just looking up really quick how to mute the live stream. So if I can at least get the setting down. So mute a live stream on meeting and Zoom. You want to mute your own microphone or silence the audio coming from the other people. Oh, okay. You want to mute your own microphone.
No, you want to silence the audio, don't you? Now, I don't know if anyone is watching
See,
this.
see if you can hear me. So now you can hear
Oh,
me.
I can
Now
hear
you
you
can hear
now.
me. I was muting my own microphone. I was doing a test. All right. So that's not gonna work. Tap your screen to show the menu. Tap the mute icon. Okay. So let's go back in.
You want to mute the audio from the other stream, don't you? Really?
Yeah. That's because, well, usually that's what, like, if I'm on the computer, it's easier because what I do is I watch it on the phone and I just turn the volume down on the phone or mute. But yeah, Zoom is literally, yeah, the Zoom is right here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think it says it's muted. So, can you hear me?
Yep.
Now I just need to know if we're still streaming because on here, if I stay on that one, it's fine. But that one, I can't. I can't see questions though. All right, let me see. I think. Let me see. All right, we got Jeremy. Jeremy's on. So, do you also struggle with navigating sidewalks when sprinklers are running? I can't really see the stream of water to avoid it when when it isn't set up well. Oh, okay. Have you ever walked through a sprinkler, Steve?
No. We don't really have sprinklers in the UK. I mean, it pretty
Oh,
much rains nearly every day.
that's
Um,
right.
So no,
Thank you,
I've
Jim.
never come across them.
Oh, okay.
However, I have seen them when I've been traveling internationally, and the funny thing about them is you can usually hear them going like, but you don't know where it's coming
Yeah,
from.
right.
So that's and even if you could see, the water's clear, so that would be like really difficult to try and avoid. No
True.
one's
I
ever
guess
asked
so.
us that before. That's a great
No,
question.
that's a great question. I personally, yeah, neither. I'm not good at acuity, so I would just probably, yeah, one, I'd probably hear it ahead of time, and then two, I'd probably could see, yeah, I could see it. So it's kind of cheating for me. All right, let me see. I just want to make sure that I didn't pause the stream because it's muted, but I mean, and he says he can hear us both. Oh, no, we're
Oh,
good.
there you
Yes.
go.
All right, we're good. We're
There you
good.
go.
He said yes. So now we can continue,
Right.
guys. We can officially,
Continue. What do you mean? You mean start?
we can start. Sorry, and we can get back to what we're trying to do. All right, here we go.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Mr. Tubiak, the man with RP, you've had a lot going on the last 7 days,
Yes, and not and uncharacteristic for someone who has RP to do.
yeah. So talk us through what was the situation, what was the task, what did you achieve, what were the results? Let's go.
All right. So I got to experience starting on Thursday, my first USA BMX New England Nationals, and that's where like all the heavy hitters come from, like other states and other countries. We had people from Canada there, other things. So it's a massive event, you know, filled, and it was at my home track. So you got canopies everywhere. It's an RP nightmare. Loads of people, just chaos.
And for
And
anyone that doesn't know, Mike has recently started trying to ride a BMX and be one of the first visually impaired BMX riders. So this is why you were at the event, isn't it? And if anyone is just watching this for the first time, they need to follow Mike's other Facebook and socials to
yes, if
catch
you're
up
new,
on
yeah,
what he's been
exactly. If you're
doing.
new,
Yeah.
good point, Steve. If you're new, you can go over. I did start a Facebook. Now have a Facebook for Low Vision BMX Racing. I do have an Instagram now that I'm going to start building up also for Low Vision BMX Racing. You can also, go on Tubiac Maniac, which has all my old posts on Instagram. TikTok is Low Vision BMX Racing.
And this isn't
Um,
a thing, is it? You know, there's blind skiing, there's blind tennis, blind football, but there's blind skateboarding. There's
no,
no visually
and there's only
impaired
a
or
few of me, and
blind
I
BMX.
can't say I can't take credit for being first because I don't know who the first one is because there has been like one, two, like my friend Justin Robbs is doing it, but he has macular degeneration, which is the reverse, which ideally peripheral vision is really what you want, to be able to
Hmm.
see riders around you and all that, so he does it, and that's more ideal. A lot of people have different things that are on our team that I'm hopefully going to grow. But yes, have doing it with extreme tunnel vision, not ideal. And then I decided, so I wasn't originally going to be going to nationals, but because I was going to rest and just get ready for my low vision BMX racing event that I had been working on. That was going to be basically piggybacking off of nationals. It was going to be the Monday after nationals, which we actually realized we should have just done it Sunday, like right after nationals ended. We should just jumped right in and did my event because people would be there, and
And
it would
by the
just
way,
be.
before you continue on, your video stream has been paused this entire time, but we've got the audio perfectly, just so you know.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, yeah. See, if I play it, that's when it's gonna happen. It's gonna, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's like Zoom is paused, but your voice
Okay,
stream
just
is.
press play. Let's see what happens. I don't hear myself, so we're still good. It's like,
No, it's still no different. It's not that. It's something else.
oh,
You need to be
nope.
in.
I hear myself again. There's the echo.
Yeah, but you've not. It can't be that because that hasn't resolved the video. You're still paused on video.
Oh, okay.
So put that back to how it was,
Yeah.
so that you don't get the annoying double voice. And then I don't know how. I don't know whether you need to go back to Zoom on your phone so that you're moving. I'll tell you as soon as you start moving.
Okay.
Now, there you go.
Okay. All right. So
Now
the
you're
problem
back.
is I'm not going to be able to see questions, or maybe what I'll do is I'm going to periodically just flip to the other screen where
Yeah,
the YouTube app so that I
we
can
could.
see questions. So guys, when I finish telling the story, I'll flip over, and then in between that, we'll answer any
That'll
kind of
work.
questions.
That'll be awesome. We'll get to a professional outfit eventually.
Yeah, yeah, we're getting there. We're just
That's a good way of
yeah,
doing it. We'll just take a
yeah,
pause for questions. That's a great,
yeah. We'll
great.
put yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically, I wasn't gonna do it because I figured I would just rest, and I didn't, and I was just gonna get ready for my event. But this kid Riley, who I've met at the track before, and knows my situation of getting, the biggest struggle, guys, for me is getting two tracks, transportation. It's the same thing for anybody who has low
Anybody with
vision.
low vision.
Yeah,
First,
it's like we're just getting
as soon as you
anywhere.
lose your wheels, that's it. Everywhere
Yeah,
the roads
right.
go
Yeah, it's can
massive.
I get a ride here? Can you do this here? How do I get here? So that's been like the biggest struggle. So Riley was like, hey, he's always said, I met him with this kid I met with, and he's like, me and my dad, we can bring you. He's from Massachusetts, and they come down for races. He's like, if you, if we're ever passing through, we'll pick you up. I said, cool. So he actually offered. He said, hey, it looks like I could probably bring you all 3 days of nationals. And I said, oh, okay. So, maybe I will go. So it's Thursday and he's not getting back to me. Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, I'm all packed, I'm ready to go. And my idea was, I'm going to camp because I'm not going to pay for a hotel. And if I'm going to be at the track, I might as well stay there instead of him bringing me back, forth, all that stuff like each day. I was like, I'll just make it easy and I'll save money and just camp there. And the funny thing is, even like I was thinking about staying with my friend Jay Nolan, who is a fellow low vision BMX racer who was flying in from Oklahoma for my event. This is the whole reason why we're doing this, is because Jay Nolan was like, hey, I won't do my event. I won't do my nationals. I'll do your nationals in Trumbull,
Wow.
flying, and I'll just stay an extra day and we'll do the event Monday. And I said, okay. So that's the reason why this is all kind of happened that way. So I flew out Thursday. So Thursday, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm like, still nothing. I don't hear anything from Riley. I'm packed. Like, I'm gonna camp out. I got my tent packed up, all my stuff for like, I got food. I Instacarted food so I can have enough, like just the bare essentials really, just to get by. I got a blanket and like a hoodie because I didn't know what the temperatures were gonna be that night and stuff. So really just threw it all together. And I haven't set up this tent in like 4 years or something like that. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So finally it's like the afternoon and it's like getting like, I wanted to get there at a certain time and then it's getting later and I haven't heard. I'm like, you know what? I was like, maybe I'll just Uber like once there and then I'll find a ride back when when I'm there. I'll wing it. So it's like, so finally I decided to Uber. First time doing that, Ubering a bike and all this stuff that I had packed. I had like 6 bags of, I had 2 bags of food and like two bags of gear and clothes, 3 bags of, I had a bunch of stuff. And literally in my tent, so I took the front wheel off my bike just before the Uber got there, so it'd make it easier, to get in the Uber. So I got an Uber XL, real nice gentleman, Jose.
I was just gonna say, how did the Uber driver react? Because sometimes when they turn up and if you look like a pain in the butt because you've got like
Yeah, right, got all that stuff, right? Yeah.
92 bags and half a BMX
No, no,
bike, you're
he
like,
had a
oh
mini.
man.
No, he had a minivan. He hopped right out. He's from the Dominican Republic. Doesn't speak really great English, but he's learning. Super nice guy. Quickly got back, boom, folded all his seats back down in the minivan,
Nice,
and we
nice,
loaded up, put all my stuff in
nice.
there, and we headed off. So that was great. And I always can tell how the ride's gonna go depending on the guy, the Uber guy. And he was really nice, and we were just talking about the Dominican Republic and food and things like that. Just a bunch of different things, like
Oh,
how
this time last
English.
year I was in the Dominican Republic.
Very nice.
This
So
year,
he was
remember?
telling,
I was
oh yeah, he was
I
telling me
spent
that's
it away.
right. Yeah, that's right. He was telling me, and he was telling me all the good places. Obviously, I'm sure you went to like Puchcana and all that stuff. Like, and it's a good couple other places he says I should go. But yeah, no, so that was good. So I got there, I want to say 3 or so, because they're doing. I really wanted to practice because remember, for those that don't know, my track got completely changed from like last year. It's got 3 new turns, all cement turns now, and they're really high. They redid all the straights, so all the sections, everything is different. And I only got like one really solid day there practicing, and that's fine. But I need a lot more, as we would say, me and Steve would say, seat time to get comfortable because once you change things, and especially with my contrast issues and all that stuff, and there's no markings on the track, so it's like nebulous out there for me. I'm just really just praying. I know I'm just really relying on memory and stuff. Um, so that's another reason why this is crazy. Because remember, these guys are like legit crazy riders. Like these are competitive. They don't know me. Most of the people that could be at this event don't know that I'm visually impaired, or they're just gonna find out in that time.
Hmm.
So it's all just like I don't know what's gonna go on. So Thursday I wanted to get there Thursday because they were doing practice. So I got there early enough. They were doing practice from like there's two sessions, and the second session was like 5 to 9, I think. So like by the time I got dropped off, set up my camp, which I literally camped out like as soon as you pull in the parking lot. There's like this little grass area. I was like right there, right off the curb. So I'm camped like right in the parking lot, right off the curb there, right in the grass. I'm just got my tent, my bike set up, and just got myself, pretty well organized, at least, enough so I knew where everything is. And, literally I brought wipes, a big bag of wipes, because that was essentially my shower until Sunday. Yeah, that's how I was keeping my clothes like that I needed to wear again the next day, semi clean, and just making it work. And I even crafted myself a clothesline by using this string, and I tied it to my bike. That was like for the shade you use for your tent. And I just tied it, I wrapped it on my bike and pulled my bike back a little bit to keep it tight. And then just at the end of each day, I was just like draping my clothes over it to, all my BMX stuff to, dry it. Um, yeah, so got ready. By the time I was ready, it was like I think I was practicing around like six, six or maybe it was no, it might have been 7 to 8. I think I practiced because I got in like 8 laps because I really wanted to get my money's worth. It was like $15 to practice, so I wanted to get like 8 solid laps in. So I got 8 solid laps in. Felt pretty good. Yes, I did have the OK medals out there, so I got some really great, um, lots of footage I got to go through. Uh, but I got some great stuff there, so I felt pretty good. That was good to get just to shake off the nerves and some people were still learning about me when I was there. Like some the crew that are there, some of them at least Thursday anyway are my home team crew. Like Dan who does the announcing. He was doing some of the volunteered for parking lot duty. So I was literally chatting with him because he was right there outside my camp, yeah, helping him park cars and stuff. And but the people running the gates, some of them didn't know me. So they didn't know I was visually impaired, so I had to kind of explain to them that. And then, some came up to me and they think it was a crazy and amazing what I do, and they just want to tell me that. And I was like, cool, thank you. Um, so Thursday was good. I got to shake off the rust. Made it back to my camp before it got dark because I think it was like by the time it like 8:30. I think I started going back around 8 before 8:30 because I remember it was like sun was going down, and I didn't want to be around all those people in that situation and in complete darkness. I was like, let me get back while it's still light so I can get myself situated and get ready for bed. So that was good. Friday was actual like racing. So I raced. They put me in the 41 to 45 cruiser. You could do a buy one get one basically for USA BMX. So if you're a first time nationals, it's my first time national, so I took advantage. Um, so first I did open, but I guess for the deal you need to actually spend the extra $20 and do like you have to pick a like either a cruiser or a class or so they put me in cruiser, which was crazy because like those guys are all like some when you're put into cruiser class, it's a mixed bag basically. You're gonna have people you won't just have novices, you'll have people who are expert riders and intermediate riders and all that stuff. So I was a little bit terrified. Like because it was like I was doing practice and that was fine. I mean, like practicing in the morning wasn't too bad. Like you got like I think it was like 20 minutes to practice. And then and you gotta realize this is how long the day is. A typical race at Trumbull, you might lucky to get like 20, like you're gonna get less than 20 motos. For nationals, it was over 100 motos, like 100
Wow.
like the first day, Friday, I think was 117. So you got to figure a minute per moto, roughly, like between everything. So that's 117 minutes over 100 out, essentially. And that you go 3 times. So it means I go and then I got to wait another, almost at 2 hours,
Wow.
before I race again. So so the first one's not bad. I always like I'm still at that point where I'm delaying, because these guys are even in practice were shooting inside of me. Remember why I sent you a video, Steve, where I never
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
kind of shit like
Oh,
shoo,
yeah, yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
fighter jet came in. Like I'm literally flying into like the first turn, and all of a sudden this dude just cuts right, shoots it
Colin
right in the
Mix,
inside of me and
you,
shoots right by me. He made the move.
Colin,
He knows what he's doing. So I'm like, okay,
Colin Mix when I'm skiing.
yeah. it was it was a lot to adjust to, like between that and then and the second straight is really I'm better at it now, but like at that time at Friday, it's a very it's more intricate. It's not meant for beginners. It's
Hmm.
something that actually requires a lot more skill to handle. It's called the dragon's back, guys. So it's really like the back of a dragon. So picture it starts high up because you come off the first turn, it's a really high up, and then it's a tabletop, and then you go down the opposite side of the tabletop, and that gives you speed. If you hit too much speed, if you don't tap the brakes, which that's what I started doing before you head into the actual part of the dragon, where it's like these little quick bumps, the back of the dragon, doot, 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 and it kind of goes five of them, but it goes down one, two, three, four, five, and then you drop again, and then it goes one, two, and then you go back into the left turn. Well, that was like it makes you want to jump. I'm not the only person that was struggling. Many riders went down that day. Like every time, I think I was hearing the announcers, "We got a down rider and turn on the second straight. Got a down rider on the second straight." So a lot of riders were going down because of that. And I was talking to them, so it wasn't me. It wasn't so
Hmm.
much just because of me being visually impaired. It was just it's a much more skilled thing to have to get used to, and it'll basically kick you off wherever it wants to go. So if you're not ready for it, it could kick me left, it could kick me right, and it makes you want to jump. It wants to
Hmm.
take the front end off the ground. So you have to be
Hmm.
ready, really be ready to pump. You got to really be ready to push down, and so I was really struggling with that. But so the rest of it, fine. The rest of it's awesome. The first straight's awesome now. The third straight's on. The rhythm section's awesome. The final section's awesome. I can feel like I could be competitive even without markings. I was doing pretty well. So I survived the first day. Like I was last place. Yeah, obviously these guys are. I mean, even if I mean, I have the inkling, I have the desire to actually. I love chasing people. So that's why I love being in the cruiser class in the way with the experts, because even though I'm not going to pass them, it just makes me a faster rider. So I'm going to try to catch up to them. So that's cool. So my friend Jay, Jay Nolan goes,
Oh yeah.
maybe because I found out Friday that since they put me in cruiser, and normally at the local when it's local races, I don't need what's called a transponder because they called me over to the tent, the USA BMX tent, and they're like, "Oh, like, do you have a transponder?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Oh, well, you need a transponder tomorrow." And that's basically to track your place and stuff like that. That's how they
Wow.
track you. But usually you don't need it at a local level. You need it at a national level, I guess. And it's $60. And I'm like, and you don't even own it. You're just renting it basically. So I'm like, nope. So I'm like, I really don't want to spend $60. So so I decided, some friend Jay says, well, switch yourself to novice for tomorrow. So I race class Saturday more. I switched myself to 41 to 45 novice. So now everyone in my class, it's just that's racing what they call a class. In USC BMX, it's two things. You either have cruiser and you have class. So cruisers obviously could be a mixed bag, like I said, experts, intermediates, everybody. Whereas class is you only race your class. So I'm only up against other novice riders. Um, so so like I said, survived Friday. No accidents. Managed to stand on my bike. A couple times I got kicked off my pedal. Like I said, in that second straight, but overall, no, I never went down. So that's a victory for me. Um, and since I raced, and guys, since I raced mains, I got an award. So since I was in the main event, so I don't know if you guys can see it. You can tell me if I'm good to
Yep.
see it.
There. Yeah. 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 Yep.
So here's
Oh.
what I got. This is a nice little wood, kind of plaque board. It's for fourth. I guess I got, because I got fourth, I guess. So, yeah, fourth place. So it's really nice. Some people might call it a participation trophy, but I call it winning at life. I don't care. I will take my participation. So that was cool. So Saturday, Way better. So Saturday was awesome because, like I said, so it's more people show up because it's Saturday. So a lot of people, not everyone was doing every day, you know. So it was kind of different. So like I said, Friday was 117 motos. I think Saturday was like 139 or 120, like 130 maybe somewhere around there. Or maybe I think
Wow.
the first day might have been 139 and the second day was 120, 130 or something. It was still like high. I think Sunday was 117, I think. So it was all over the place. But yeah, Saturday was pretty big again. But I got to meet and actually spend time with Crazy Al Kane. He has a YouTube called Sugar Cane, which was cool because he's the guy when I was doing this last year and decided, hey, I'm gonna like, you know, I'm gonna race BMX, but before I go to Trumbull, I want to watch like, you know, study. And I told you, I was telling you, Steve, that I was studying and trying to learn the
Mm.
lingo and just trying to learn the track before I even get there. And this guy, Crazy Al Kane, you know, I found his, that's the video I found. It was a video of him reviewing Trumbull. So I got to meet him for the first time back in when I was in New Jersey earlier this year for EHT. That's the track I was at. But this time I actually got him in the parking lot when I was chilling out. He was walking up to people, so I got actually just like talked to him and took a selfie with him and stuff like that. And he was actually asking me, he's like, dude, he's like, so how are you doing? Like, there's like no markings on the track. Like, I know they weren't gonna do it for nationals, and plus they didn't even know I was gonna be here. So I was like, I'm not. I go, I'm surviving. I'm making it work. I'm really relying heavily on following riders instead of really the track in a way, since I know the track okay. So I'm kind of taking, since these riders are so fast, I'm just looking at one, just find a rider and just follow them. So yeah, so we got to talk for a night. So that was kind of really cool. Like I said, I was hanging out with Jay Nolan most of the time when I was there, and we met this great couple. Shout out to John and Shael because they were actually keeping me fed every day and like giving me water. Like I had stuff, but they were just like during the race they'd be giving me like chicken and like bananas and grapes and they bought a bunch of water from Costco, which is like I don't know, you don't have a Costco over there, but Costco's like a whole like a
We do have
a
Costco.
bulk. You have a Costco?
Yeah,
Okay, good,
we
good,
have
good.
Costco.
Okay, so well, shout out to them because that was really great of them. They really kept me they're like, well, your resources are limited, so if you need anything, let us know. And I was like, so I really appreciate them. Um, but yeah, so I, once again, practiced that morning. Practice was fine. And I knew it was going to be a good day because remember, this is all USA BMX staff. This is not Trumbull staff. USA BMX comes in and they're using our track. So they bring their own staff. So the guy running the gate doesn't know who I am. The people, putting you in their chute, your staging areas doesn't know who I am. So they don't know I'm visually impaired. Some of them, they might have heard of me, so I might luck out. So it turns out, yeah, I practiced with my bars spun around, so my brake cable was apparently shorter. Luckily, it did not cause any problems, but the woman says, "Hey, the gate operator wants to talk to you." So I was like, "Uh-oh." I thought it was because I had a bracket on my bike that holds
Oh,
the
yeah, the
telescopic cane,
cane. Yeah,
but nobody said anything. So far, so good. So yeah, guys, I've been experimenting with putting like a cane on my bike, like a mount, so that when I finish motos and racing, I can pull this cane out, and people, it's like a beacon. People know who I am and stuff like that. So anyway, so he calls me over. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Your bars are spun around. You might want to fix that so it doesn't like hang your, cause you to break and stuff." I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And he goes, "I just want to say," he's like, "it's a blessing having you here, and it's great what you're doing." And he's like, "Do you need me like?" Do you want me to tell you when I'm gonna start the gate or anything? I go, no, no, no. Like, I'm good. Like, just do it as normal. I just, once I hear it do its thing, I'm good. But thank you. I really appreciate. So I felt good, like, because like, and even like the other woman who was doing the shoots, she would ask me if I needed help walking to my gate, like getting me to my gate and stuff. And I was still good there. I can do that. But once again, I appreciate anybody, any volunteer, anybody who offers
Mm,
assistance like
nice.
that. So I
Yeah,
always say
yeah.
thank you. And even if I don't need it, I'm gonna say, hey, thank you. That's awesome. You said, I don't need it, but thank you. Even when I was in practice, I forgot to mention it was great. As I'm practicing, there's like flash photography. This is how legit this event is. They have big poles with the lights and all that stuff. As I'm going by, he goes, I can hear the guys I'm practicing. He was like, "Flash photography doesn't bother you, does it?" I said, "No, I'm good, thank you. Appreciate you." He's like, "Oh, you
Brilliant.
never know." So I actually have video of that too. It's hilarious. So yeah, so finally we start racing, and this I think it was like the second round, my second moto. I was like, I was catching this guy. Like I'm still delaying. I can stand on my pedals. I can stand on two pedals almost, like long enough to like use the gate now. But I'm still not. I'm apprehensive because I think I'm gonna fall over before the gate goes down and cause a scene. So I'm just like, I'm still putting one foot on the pedal, and then I just when the gate drops, I just before it drops, I put my back foot on the pedal and go. And I usually delay myself a second anyway, just to let the riders go ahead of me a little bit so I can see them. But I was like, I started catching this guy like in front of me. Like I got to the rhythm section and I was like out pumping him. I was catching up to him. And I'm like, I think if in the main event, I was like, if I like give it, like if I shoot off at the gate and just go for it and just send it, I think I can get fifth place out of sixth. So I was talking to the guy even before the main event, and he told me he's from California. He's temporary. He's staying with family in New Jersey, and he's a new writer. Like I guess he's been doing it for a few months. So I was like, oh, cool. And we're talking about, I was telling him about me and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, so of course, main event comes, main event national Saturday, and I said I'm gonna try to get on two pedals just before the gate drops and just try to shoot out of that gate. And that's exactly what I do. I shot up ahead of him and didn't look back. I just kept going. So I knew he was behind me because I kind of like that peripheral vision. So I could tell he's right behind me. But I'm going. And then I get to the second straight. And since I'm really sending it, I took way too much speed going into that dragon's back. And I basically got almost bucked off the bike. And I was like going to the left, going into the grass almost. So while my bike wants to go almost into the grass, I'm crashing almost into the grass. I'm recovering it, staying on both pedals. I think I'm on one pedal at some point, and just riding it like a bucking bronco. And but I didn't crash. I stay on the bike. I recovered just before the drop, and continue on. And I guess he must have passed. He was a little fearful of passing me because of that, because he's like, I sent it. And but I guess he did pass me at maybe the rhythm or like the turn or some point he did pass me. Someone told me. I didn't see him pass me. I was just, no peripheral vision. So I literally like just pumped and just I guess I must have passed him back at the rhythm section. I re-passed him and then just I got fifth place, guys. I passed a sighted rider at nationals and I got fifth place out of sixth. So that was the first time ever, like ever. I never passed anybody. I've never actually like done that before. So that was the best time to do it.
Amazing. Amazing.
And I talked to the guy afterwards. It was hilarious because he's like, dude, he's like, he really sent it.
So so we're 45 minutes in. Do you want to check if
Yeah,
there's any
let's go.
comments or
Hop it
questions?
over. Let's see what we got. All right, guys. All right. All right, going back here. Okay, we're going. Here we go. Sprinklers on the sidewalk must be a US thing. That's what Wonder said. I've done blind skiing before. That's just Jeremy. It's hard. It was cloudy day, so I couldn't see any of the slopes as it was all white.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Yes, yes. Tennis and table tennis is hard. That's what Wonder says.
Oh wow, I definitely
Um,
couldn't do that.
True. I walk to work. Oh, Jeremy says I walk to work 1 mile each way. I also used to carpool when I lived further away. It worked well. Flying blind on your own is interesting. It is very interesting. And Jeremy says, what's your acuity and field of view to do all this riding? I have about 4 degrees central vision left and can't see corrective 2060. So let me head back to my reef for Zoom, so I'm not frozen. All right, I'll answer that question. My field of vision is uncalculable. That was what I was told 2 years ago when I went to get my field of vision test done. So from my own research and what I understand, like 20 degrees, I know is like kind of in front of your eyes. Like I think that's around. I think I mean, I'm obviously. I think I'm under 20 degrees. I just don't know if it's like if I'm 10 or 15, 15 or whatever. I don't think I'm I'm definitely not 4. I feel like that's really small. Um, so I'm definitely not pinhole or anything like that. So I would say, I mean, for those if you got usable vision and you're watching this, uh, I say my money zone is literally like right in front of my eyes, like this. About here's my money zone. It's
Yeah, yeah.
that's it. Yeah. So that's my trusted vision, not my what my brain is filling in vision that I don't trust. I also do have like slight outside pockets, like really in the upper corners. Each corner, I have about a little bit of periph there, like which does come in handy if a BMX rider is using like wearing some kind of bright, high vis, like
Why,
kind of,
why were they
you know.
not able to calculate it?
I guess because I was so erratic. I think how how yours, is like really erratic. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
we described the pattern. We said like how it's not like a
yeah. Because
perfect
it's
dome.
not you. You might be like me then. So mine isn't a nice clear tunnel that's easy to
No,
measure.
it's
Mine is
probably
like
like
fucking pocket. Yeah, 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 yeah. So they're
probably all
probably like,
crazy,
well,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess I was probably
Like,
clicking and
oh,
seeing, yeah.
you've got 220 degrees. That can't be right. It's like, because you've got a little corner periph up here,
Yeah,
and then like
here I got
no,
this little pocket here.
but then
Yeah,
a
right.
massive
But
gap between that bit and the next bit, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole donut syndrome.
Yep, yep. So yeah, because I remember I asked him afterwards because I was like, that was the only reason that I actually went to that appointment was pure and made that appointment was because I was like, you know what, I haven't gotten a field of vision test since I was like diagnosed. So I was like, let's see, let's get my degrees, at least figure out where I wanted to know where I was. Um, and it
Didn't
was
you
like,
say that
nope.
you were speaking to an ophthalmologist at that event with Aurora that they were working on some kind of device that would do it automatically by like
Oh
scanning your
yeah, like
eye?
a remote, like yeah, they were working on something where you can do it at home.
Wow,
Yeah, you
that'd be
can do your
awesome.
own at home like field of vision tests. That would be, I think, using your phone. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, because
that would either plug into your phone or something that you'd use or something like I don't know if it was an app. I don't know what it was, but yeah, there was something they were working on that. Yeah,
wow.
I thought that'd be great. This way you don't have to
Okay,
go in. You can,
so field of vision, we don't know for sure, but it's definitely not 180, which is full width.
no, no, no. Yeah,
Probably
we're
not.
definitely not.
It's
Yeah,
probably not.
I'm gonna say less.
Eight.
It's definitely less than 20. I will
You
say.
reckon less than 20? Wow, that's
Yeah.
very, very low.
I'm gonna say 20 because from what like I said, what I researched in terms of like what 20 when I saw what they say what 20 degrees is when you have like your central, like if you have all
Mm,
your central, I think it's like about like 20 or above, that's what your central is for
right,
here.
yeah.
So maybe yeah, so maybe I'm like 15, 10. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. But I wouldn't say 4 though, but and I'm lucky. I say lucky because I know a lot of people aren't in my position of acuity, as Steve would call me, Captain Acuity. 20, I am 20/30. So the vision I do have is relatively clear.
Four. Four is really narrow. I don't think even mine is four.
Yeah, 4, man. Yeah, that's
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that, because at zero, that's nothing. So
Yeah,
if you,
right. And you figured 4.
zero,
I would think
four,
4 is like
four
what?
is
Like
is like
is
a,
4 like pinhole maybe? Like
yeah,
4
yeah, I
like,
reckon so, yeah. Yeah.
So I know I don't have that because I could put my hands over my eyes like that and do the pinhole, and that's a lot less small than I see.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I would say maybe 15 to 20. I'm gonna say somewhere around there.
And
So let's,
so yes, so the question was, what's your acuity? So we're going to say 15, and
yeah, let's
sorry,
go there.
you field 15. What you going to say about your acuity? That was the second
Acuity is
part
like
of the
20,
question.
30. Like, yeah, my visual, yep. My acuity is 20, 30. No, I mean, I'm lucky. Like I said, I'm fortunate there. I can read small, tiny letters, pill bottles, kind
And
of stuff.
I can sort of add some information here as well because I've been to Trumbull, Mike's
Yeah.
track,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and I stood on top of the what you call it, the chute.
The
Is that what it's
drop,
called?
the gate. You were at the gate. Yep. Right.
Yeah, and even though I've got more than 4 degrees, um, and my acuity isn't great. My main problem wasn't acuity or field of view. It was actually the color and contrast and photophobia
That's right, too.
sensitivity.
I was
Because
having that issue this weekend.
I was looking down and you were like, "Can you see the track that's down there?" And it goes to
You're
the right.
like,
And I was like, "Dude, I can just see like a brown field." I could not separate like the actual track from the edges at
I
all. It just
find I
got
was
one
having that
color for me.
problem this weekend, almost like you, because like
Do you think that
we're
was the light? Do you think?
I don't know, like, cause I mean, usually I could at least kind of tell where the jumps are. Like first section it was okay, but I don't know if because the dirt was so light colored that there was like the dragon's back doesn't give enough. There's not enough depth in between the jumps to produce any kind of shadows, you know. So it looked just
Yeah.
like it just when I approach it, I can't tell when that first one's coming up, and that's why I keep getting shot up. I'm just kind of go by memory. I'm going, okay, once I shoot down the backside of this dragon, this tabletop, I know it's coming within like a couple petals. So
See,
I
I
have to.
couldn't. I couldn't even see the turns. I couldn't tell what was grass and what was dirt.
Oh,
All
that's right.
looked
Yeah, that
the
was
same.
before we did. Now you can because there's cement. There's a look like that. Now there's a color difference now. So
Oh, that's good.
I think now you'd be able to be like, even though it's really bright though, because it's bright new what new concrete looks like.
Yeah, yeah,
Really light gray. So
yeah.
I find even with that I have a little issue with it, but
Be
um
interesting to see how it changes over time. With the sun bleaching it.
yeah.
All that.
And we're gonna have a company, at least for the turns he wants to make have a company come in with actual special, because to do the markings I need, and he wants to make them permanent. But since it's cement, you can't put just spray paint, because then it would become like an ice skate when it rains or gets wet. So it needs to have some kind of grit. It needs to be a paint that has some kind of grit in it.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
traction. So we're looking for a company that can actually, yeah, we'll do it. And so I'll have actually my own permanent markings in the turns, and that will help me out greatly. Because if I can ride this fast now, that where I am right now, markings I'd be very dangerous.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because now I can pay attention to other riders and still catch the markings and know where I am on the track. Because the problem is, like I was experiencing in this at this nationals was, yeah, if I pay attention to the riders that are in my field, try to race, make sure I know where they are. Sometimes I could lose the track of where I am on the track. I'm like, I have to be like, okay, I'm gonna be right behind this guy. Because if I'm behind this guy, then if he's okay, then I'm okay. You know. So it's with the markings,
And
it would be good to just look down. Okay, I see. Okay, okay, I know where I am, and then kind of look up. I could pay attention to two things.
so in the last few minutes before we finish, then do you want to talk about the actual event,
Yeah,
the low
and now
women's
okay, guys.
BMX event?
Yeah, because Sunday I didn't do anything. Sunday I spectated. I didn't race. Went back home, showered, got myself all rested up for my event Monday. And the event Monday, the Foundation Fighting Blindness was coming out. And the idea for the event, for the
So
first time,
exciting.
yeah, for the first time was to have um other writers come in and try on glasses, which I actually have right here, that mimic different eye conditions, and they can either try them on. They can have the option of wearing them and trying to navigate the track with them on if they felt comfortable. Also, I brought like high vis vests, like I have right here, bright yellow, and I have like this adhesive. I have vinyl sticker paper for inkjet printer, so I literally just printed out guide and cut a bunch of them out, and there you go, stuff guide on the back there. So there you go, bada bing. So I so yeah, so we had no, not a huge turnout because it's a Monday, but the news was showing up. That was the most important part.
So
Uh,
first of all, did Foundation Fighting Blindness turn up?
Yep, Lisa was there. She set up that's Lisa. Shout out to Lisa Legger from she's the New England chapter of
That's awesome.
FFB.
And
Um,
did the news turn up?
yep, they turned about 10:45, a little late. They because I had FFB, well, FFB and myself, we were getting there around like 9 a.m. in the morning to set up, and then yeah, the news was going to be arriving around 10:30 or so.
And did any other visually impaired riders turn up?
Yeah, we got oh no, we got Luis. That's the boy that this is like my purpose, guys. Like this is how I realized what I was doing. Um, like was this is what I was meant to do. I met Olivia and Luis last year, the Saturday just before I was going to do my first moto and make my first debut as a BMXer. And I wanted to go to a practice race, and just like I wanted a practice race, but I wanted to go to a race and actually see everybody there. What's it like? Get the whole run of the lay of the land of how this operates, and what it's going to be like when we do an actual race and go and doing it. So after I did my little practice with the kids, which was terrifying, because kids are unpredictable, guys. Practicing with
Hmm.
adults, great. Practicing with kids, they don't understand. They don't get it. Please don't cut
No,
in front of
no.
me. Why? because I can't see well. Why? You look fine. Like, yeah, I do. I know. Yeah. They don't understand any of that. You can tell them, but just don't cut in front of me. Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean your eyes don't work well? They're like, yeah, they don't work well. I like, what do you got? Wasn't yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just never ending. So yeah, so I came back after I was done doing that, and I remember Olivia walked over. That's Louise's mom. I was going nuts. Obviously, knock it off. Um, yeah, she comes over and she says, "Excuse me, like my son like really wanted to meet you." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So come over and he's 5 at the time, and I give him a fist bump. What's up? And she proceeds to tell me that he was diagnosed with this rare eye condition that her dad has, and her dad's like fully blind now. And I guess he was more blind. I think he was blind at birth, um, but Luis was not blind at birth. But so he got diagnosed like a week before my story came out on the news, the one they did last year. And she was like, "It's so inspiring what you're doing," and and she started crying. I'm like, "I'm trying not to cry," and it was just a
Wow.
beautiful moment to me. And I was like, "This is it. Like, this is exactly." I was like, "This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is my purpose. This is I'm supposed to be here." So that was a great moment for me, and I promised myself that one day, like if I ever upgraded my bike, my cruiser, and got a newer cruiser, I would give him my cruiser. And even though he's not, big enough for it yet, it could be something to kind of, keep him inspired and keep him, going forward. So they were coming out, they're very excited. And that was part of the event as well, was I was gonna surprise him at the end with my bike. So the mom knew about it, but Luis did not. So Luis came out. He's one of our, so it was so great to see him. He's people think I'm the two-yak maniac. This kid's like a mini maniac. Like, geez, like kept going, kept going. We're doing laps. Let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go. Yeah. Like, I'm like, okay, give me a second. Let me take a breather. And he kept asking, like, he's like, oh, isn't this a race? Where's like the awards? Like, he's like, when's the race start? I'm like, this is it. Like, it's just me and like, because at this point everyone had left. But
Yeah.
earlier on, it was great. We had Joe, who is Jackson's dad, and Jackson was there. Jackson is one of the awesome boys who at Falcon BMX, Jackson and the track operator Rick Roth, his 2 daughters, the 3 of them decided on their own to raise money for their track, Falcon BMX. And that's the track that actually created this idea. Rick is the reason why, like, Rick Roth was actually the reason I'm doing all this, because he was the one that was like, "Hey, I want you to come back and do a hot lap on the track. And then afterwards, we're going to have sighted riders put on your glasses that mimic your condition, and they have to beat your time." And I was like, "Oh, I love that." So these kids raised over $200, like making bracelets, selling stuff, all this. And I needed to buy these glasses, and I needed vests. I was trying to, I'm trying to do this event on a budget, just with sponsors and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, like, dude, these kids raise this money. I see no better way than to give that money to you for your event so you can get these glasses and all that stuff." So perfect. So awesome. So Jackson's like pumped. I saw him at Nationals. He's like looking forward to like, putting the glasses on and trying them out. And just they're great kids. I was just blown away that they did that, because no kids usually do that stuff nowadays. So I got to see at my event, like Jackson and then these 2 other kids. Hold on, my dog needs to go out. Come on, oh, come on, Foxy, go, let's go. Oh, oh, come on, go, no, there's nobody out. Sorry, my dog is going nuts. If there's like somebody outside or what. Okay, all right, yeah. So I had Jackson, because they're also doing a camp there during my event, which worked out perfectly for the news and stuff. They were doing they do like a BMX camp. So there were like a few kid riders that were already there. So it was Jackson and these 2 other kids, and Luis. So one kid went to put the glasses on, and it was like, no way, I'm not doing this. He's like, and I looked at it, I go, it's all right. I
That's
go,
kind of good though. That's kind of the response you want, isn't it?
yeah, he was like, yeah,
To,
he's like, I
to
can't,
make
he's
the
like, we don't
point.
see
Yeah,
any.
this is tough.
Yeah. So he puts it on. He's like, no, I can't do this. So I go, look, you could be a guide writer for somebody else, you know? So he's like, okay, I'll be a guide writer. So he puts a vest on. And then, this other kid was like, I'll go do it. So he literally just goes out by himself and he goes out. He kind of looked like me the first time I did it last year. He was like slowly going, dropping in and just taking his time. And so that was good. Jackson, on the other hand, pops the glasses on, and just shoots off. And me as a dad, I'm going, oh my God, oh my God. Oh. Yeah. And he's just going. Like he's riding almost like the same speed as he normally would go. And he's just, I guess
How
he
old
was
is he?
just,
What age is he?
he looked like maybe he was like, he's less than 10, I want to say.
Oh,
Maybe 8.
MJ.
And
Oh
he's just going,
no.
man. He's no fear. He's just does it perfectly fine, trusted his skills and just goes. I was like, I don't think this kid has any idea how incredible what he just did. Like what he did. He's not even able to fathom right now. He's too young to understand like how amazing what he just did was like. And then he gets another pair of glasses that mimics another condition, goes out and does another lap. He does the one, it's like where it's I think it's a mixed condition one,
Oh.
because it had half was black, half of the lens is black, and then half the lens was clear. Like there's like a split right down the middle. Oh, it might have been central vision, might have been peripheral vision loss, and like so like no, it wasn't that one. No, it was different. It was like half and half. Like
What a cool way to educate children though on the different
oh, they were
types of
finally getting it. Yeah, they
blindness
were.
and
Yeah,
yeah, that's so cool. They'll
I think
that
they were actually like starting
you
to understand.
I don't think even you realize like, when they're 30,
Yeah,
someone will say to them, "Oh, how come you seem to know that, blindness isn't just blackness?" And I'm like, "Well, when I was a kid, there was this
yeah,
guy that
right.
gave
I got to
glasses,
yeah,
blah
right.
blah
Like
blah." Yeah, you know what I mean? So things like that, you don't ever, once you learn stuff, you don't really forget stuff like
and
that.
I think this
Like
is the
so
best age
cool.
to get them, so because you figure there's so many
Yeah,
adults that have no clue.
yeah.
Like they think blind is blind,
Black,
adults
black. That's it. It's just gone. Nothing. Darkness.
gone,
That's it.
nothing.
That's all we
So
see. Yeah.
to get the kids at an age where they're like, oh, like, oh, okay, like that, oh, I get it. You could see this or you have this much. And it's like, yeah, yeah, okay. So I just told him, I told Jackson, I was like, that was incredible, man. Like, so I said, your dad, I told his dad, like, your son is like crazy, man. Like, I'm just sitting there going, oh, like, don't crash. It's just hilarious. Like, so that was perfect for me. Like, that made between that and the moments I had with Luis, made the whole event like, even though there wasn't like a lot of spectators because it was a Monday, and to me it was a first time event. Like, we all had a blast, and
It
so
was always going to be very, very low
yeah,
attendance on a
yeah. But that
Monday.
was perfect for the
Um,
news story. We got everybody we needed. They did like they interviewed Luis and Olivia and me, and then we just it was a great day weather wise.
mm,
So after everyone leaves, like Joe leaves, Jackson leaves, all the other kids, the campers leave, and all that stuff, and Chris, the track operator, I think at some point it was literally just me and Luis just doing laps. And he's like, "When's the race start?" I was like, "When's this it, man?" I'm like, well, it's me and you.
aw.
We're racing. Like that's me. I'm like me and you. It's just me and you. Do we have the whole track to ourselves, dude? So we just kept, doing laps and laps. And like inadvertently with this whole thing between nationals and being there and chasing after a kid. I mean, even I got to a point where I was almost in like low 50 seconds. I was dropping times fast. Because even Michael Taylor was there. He's a guy who's been really great to me last year and stuff as like a guide. Like he's pushing me to get faster. Like he put on a vest and he has me just kind of like what you were doing with skiing with Anna with your wife, and then just he wants to kind of do the same thing for me, but BMX. Like I will just
Yeah, yeah,
lock
yeah.
in on him. He shouts out like, "Okay, up, up, okay, right." Like he just shouts out what he's when the jumps and everything's coming up, and to kind of so it's like a little less that of things I have to like really process, So at least have the extra information. But yeah, so we're doing that. He's like, "Dude, you're getting fast, man." He's like, and I can tell because in BMX, the one way you know you're going fast is when you're completely out of breath at the end.
Mhm.
If you're completely out of breath at the end, you're catching your breath by the end, it means you you're getting fast. Because I can do laps and be like, all right, but like I was like, yeah, I know, I'm a, must be getting faster.
You could actually hear that in some of the videos as well. When
Oh,
you
you
know
hear me?
when
Yeah,
people
right. Yeah,
if
right.
people
That's what's,
check out some of the videos you shared, you can actually
yeah,
hear
yeah, you can
you
hear me breathing, guys.
breathing
There's
towards
no
the end,
shortage of, yeah, I'm definitely, yeah, huffing and
which is
puffing.
cool. That just gives another sense to it, which is
Yeah,
great.
so like me and Lewis just had this beautiful time, and it was even better than expected because um I got these I reached out to the Challenge Athletes Foundation and I tried getting them also to show up. Which, guys, if you don't know what the Challenge Athletes Foundation is, you should definitely check them out. They have a grant that they put out every year, maybe around October or November. You can apply for it and then you get it. I think like March is when they let you know if you got it or not. And you can get like, adaptive equipment you need, or you can use it for travel, like whatever, kind of something like that. So I put in for a new bike, and that's how I got my new cruiser and my new helmet and all that stuff, and how I was able to, now I was ready to give my bike to Luis. Well, they couldn't make it, but they loved my event idea. So they said, "Hey, what's your address? We'd love to send you a care package." And they sent me, like, I was thinking like a t-shirt, but I got motocross goggles, guys. I got these awesome like motocross goggles that I've been wanting to try goggles, and these ones are great because they cut down the glare. But I tried them a few times and they're not too bad, but I don't really like things that crush on my nose. I'm just like, it just bothers me. And that's like, I couldn't get them fitting right. But I was like, I'll use them periodically if I need to, and I'll get used to them maybe at some point. But at the event, like Luis is like so pumped and he's having a great time. And he's like, oh man, he's like, I want to get goggles and stuff. And I was like, here, do these fit you? And he puts them on. He's like, oh, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, they're yours. I
Nice.
don't. I'm like, you'll get way more use out of them than I will. So enjoy. So I gave him those. I gave him a T-shirt, and then at the end of the event, we're like, yep. So I walked back and I said to him, which I, got to capture the moment. Thank you, Oakley Meta. And I just told him, I said, hey, remember when you kept asking where the trophies and things were for this event? And I was like, here you go. He's like, the bike? I was like, yeah, it's yours. So he was like, thank you. It's like, so pumped.
Such a nice video. I'm glad I got to see that firsthand. That was an awesome video,
Thanks, thanks, man. So it was great to
and a very
finally
nice
like
thing for you
have
to
that.
do as well.
Thank you. I was happy to finally get to do it. Finally, able to, that's like I said, I told him, I've been wanting to do this for you since the day I met you guys. Like this is like, like I said, I've been talking to his mom for the past, few months. And so she's dying because she can't, tell him. And he's always asking about me. And it's like having my own little, like, having a son again, like a young son again, having a little kid, you know? So it's like he's only like my adopted son now. So but he's definitely a mini maniac. She laughed because I called him that. She goes, "Well, he doesn't have a nickname." She's like, "Apparently, that might be a good." I'm like, "Well, he's definitely is because this kid's got like, he's a ball of energy." Like I'm sitting there going, and he wasn't eating. I was like, "We're like, dude, take a break. Like, let's eat something. Let's he just I ended up doing that day. I ended up doing about 24 laps at the track. So I was good.
So just to close then,
Yeah.
what's next for Low Vision BMX?
Well, we come up with a great idea. Like I said, it was
Gonna
we're
post more.
gonna the great idea is gonna be we're talking to Chris, track operator, and we're basically gonna hold these events, but have them tagged on to actual racing events. So people will be there already at the track. So we'll get
Perfect.
more people. Yeah. So it would just be
That's
like,
smart. Very smart.
so people are there and we just go, hey, okay, boom, boom, boom. After the last moto, Mike is gonna, yeah, Mike's gonna be hosting a Low Vision BMX racing. Feel free to stay around and get a chance to do this, and we can just have a bunch of kids, whoever wants to try, put on glasses. We talked also, which is also I think would be amazing, is if we can get a company to actually make lenses for goggles that mimic different conditions, and you just pop in the different lenses for whatever
Wow.
condition, and it would be easier for the riders because they're already used to wearing goggles, so
Yeah.
they would, where these are just the glasses that I have, guys. These are just like, if you could see, I'll show you right now real quick. They come like this one, for instance, is for us, for Steve and I. This is for peripheral vision. So there's literally a little pinhole and they're like 3D, like the 3D goggle, the 3D glasses you used to get back in the day in the 80s and 90s for watching the 3D movies.
Hmm.
Kind of like that. And they were working pretty well. You can get them to stay in place okay with the helmet on and stuff. But I think in the future that would ideally what I'd like to. I thought that was an amazing idea to think about. Like have a company that could just make lenses and you just change them out, and you can have or you can have one that's like, okay, here you go. These goggles are Mike's. This is how Mike sees, and then these ones are like the reverse. These are Star Guards or whatever, Macular Degeneration, and you could pop on just goggles. It would just stay in place, and it'd be easy. So yeah, that's that. Those are we had a lot of ideas, and I'm gonna just basically perform as my Andy from my spin class would say, an autopsy and at the event and figure what worked, what didn't work. Shout out. I'll say one more thing. Unfortunately, I lost a rider, Jay Nolan, over the weekend because Jay was doing nationals.
Rest in
And we
peace,
said,
Jay.
yeah, right, yeah, rest in peace, Jay. Sorry. Yeah.
But you
So
didn't totally
guys.
lose him. You didn't totally lose him. He survived.
He's good. He's alive, guys. But he decided to do because they were doing nationals and state, and then there was our local state qualifier. It was also Saturday night. I did that as well. I did both. I did nationals Saturday morning and afternoon, and then took a slight break, and then we did states. They don't normally do that, but we ended up doing our state qualifier also. So we did that, and so Jay decided he also did it. Well, the second moto, his bike on that same area where I almost crashed in the second straight, his bike chain ring failed, bent over, which I still don't know how that happened, and his rear tire locked up, sending him over the bars basically. And
Jeez.
he broke 6 ribs. He bruised his lungs,
Wow.
preventing oxygen flow, and he had a chest bleed. Um,
Wow.
as of today, he says he might be cleared to leave. He's still in Connecticut, still in the hospital in Bridgeport. Friday, his wife drove down to Connecticut, and they're going to drive slowly back since he's not allowed to fly for 30 days because of the chest
Wow.
bleed. So he couldn't even fly back. So his wife had to drive and from Oklahoma to Connecticut, and
Wow.
then and now they're slowly going to take their time driving back. But he says he's finally eating fully now, but he wasn't eating much like the past few days
Yeah,
and
I'm
things
not
like that. Wasn't
surprised. I'm not surprised.
yeah. So but he called me that night because he didn't remember anything when it happened. Like he remembers just before like it happened. He's like I don't know what happened, Mike. He's like I wasn't doing anything uncharacteristic of myself or doing anything dangerous. Like it was
That's just
everything
bad
was
luck, isn't it? That's just bad luck.
yeah. Because we brought the bike over and we looked at the chain ring and I was like Jesus. I was like what? It literally looked like it melted and it was bent over. It was just like not so much bent over. It just looked like it got so hot. It just bent over. It was weird, man. I've never seen that happen before.
Wow.
So, um, so yeah. So that was just a fluke, and he felt so terrible. He's apologizing to me. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be able to make your event and this. And I was like, dude, I'm happy you're okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that bad. So yeah, guys. Send him wishes and all that stuff. And yep. Oh, I'll show this, guys. I got a trophy for Saturday. See, that's my other participation award. So
Nice.
like I said, I like anything. Any of these things. I got this too for being I was in the main event for the states too, so I got this kind of plaque thing. So the
Lovely.
MEQ. So yeah, so yeah, overall insane, exhausting. But I just like I was saying to Lisa from FFB and stuff like that, said she loved it. She thought it was and crazy. She said just watching me out there and stuff like that. She's like I can't even believe this. Like this is like so exciting and it's so different than what FFB normally covers. They usually cover marathon runners and
Mm.
skiers and like we were saying earlier. It's usually all things that yeah, we know exist, but this doesn't really. So she's very excited. Should be going on they have like a Zoom meeting they do every like month or with other people in their chapter or like the leadership board, and they want to get me on a Zoom call with them since they couldn't be there for the event. So I said absolutely, I'd love to, talk to them. So who knows? This might lead me to be doing keynote speaking with FFB, and they were talking about that. They want to get me on their podcast, and Lisa really wants to push this to like a national level. What I'm doing, so it's it's a little thing now, but hopefully it'll sprout into a bigger thing.
Well, good luck, bro. You know, as
Thank
always,
you,
I've got
sir.
your full support.
Let's
I've got everything crossed for you. I believe that this it'll be one of them things where you're probably gonna have to have a few swings of the bat to make this stick because you are
Yeah, like you
like
said, you just kind of have to, yeah, right. You just keep
you're paving new territory where where no one's gone before. So these things, inch by inch, yard by yard.
right. Well, because you need. Like I was telling even Lisa, I said you need people that believe in what you're doing. It's hard to do it by yourself. You need someone else to actually see the vision as well. So I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
like Chris Gombos, my track operator, he does, and obviously Rick Roth over at Falcon. And by the way, that's the next for Low Vision. Next up is going to be I'll be going to Falcon BMX where we said it was all where it all started. And I said I want to go there, and I'm going to spend the day with the kids and other riders, and we're gonna. Rick wants to put glasses on everybody, no practice, and just send full 8 riders with all of it, and just have chaos,
Wow.
and just we see what happens. So. I'll be sure to get that on video.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
Let's watch. Well, before we go, let's finish off with some questions. Let's see what we got. Let me go back and tune in. Let's see. Going back. Okay. Okay. How long you've been writing? When did you start? I could just do the audio as you said. It just pauses my video, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. You sound good. You just
Okay.
put your pitch
All
up.
right.
So
Jeremy. Like I said, I started officially on Father's Day last year. That's when I really began this whole journey. So June 14th, 2025. Um, I have a tandem bike. I had been riding for a few years, but this is my first time, since 2011 was like the last time I'd been on like an actual BMX bike. Okay, let's see. Okay, you have to be consistent on the peripheral tests. They're annoying. In the US, you can drive with 20 degrees or more and visual acuity 20/40 or better.
hmm,
Well, no,
wow.
I mean, that's not entirely true. That's state by state because I know legal for me in Connecticut is like you have to be 100 and I think it's 140, 100. I forgot what it is. It's over 100, the
Wow.
legal limit. Same with Rhode Island. I think it's like one some. Yeah. I think less than 20 degrees you're considered legally blind. Yeah,
Hmm.
having 20 degrees of or less of peripheral, you're considered legally blind, but you can't drive. Or you shouldn't anyway, without peripheral vision. Yes, less than 180 degrees here too. That's just a Wonder RP. I think I had 5 or 9, but that was years ago. Jeremy says, when looking at a face from 6 feet away, I can see a person's nose, but not their eyes. That's what 4 degrees is like to me.
Wow.
Okay, so
Yeah,
looking at a
that's
face 6 feet
super
away, I can see a
small.
person's
Yeah.
nose, but not. Oh, geez, yeah, that's small. Yeah.
Oof.
I can see everybody. Like if I look that far away, 6 feet away, like I could probably see like to most of the body. Like let's see, do you have any meetup next year? Oh, and maybe he's talking about this is a wonder. He's talking about the RP Fest
Hmm.
next year. And so because we're missing out, unfortunately, this year it's gonna be our first year we haven't done it. We're not doing our usual annual meetup. But we're hoping, yeah, it will be only a 1 year off type thing, and maybe we'll do something different, and I'll meet up. But yeah, it would be cool. I mean, is that a hint that maybe you want to come to the states? There, I wonder. You want to join us at our,
Well, maybe it won't be in the States
or
again.
maybe it won't be in the states. Yeah, maybe right. Maybe it won't be in the states. So that will keep you posted on that. I see Jeremy says, "Oh wow, I drove to my eye appointment when they told me I had to turn in my license." That was
Oh,
my fear for mine. I drove there, and the last appointment was 2015, which was the first time I was actually at an appointment in 20 years since I got diagnosed. But they didn't say anything to me. I drove there. I did. They didn't do a field of vision test. That's probably why they didn't say
hmm.
anything. They did every other test though, and all they said to me was, "Are you driving at night?" And I said, "No, I've pretty much stopped doing that." And they said, "That's good." And that was it. So no one's ever
All right.
actually told me like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be driving." So, but yeah, that was my fear though, driving there and going, "Yeah, no, you can't." Jeremy says, "Do you race at all in Vermont/New Hampshire?" Not yet. if there's a track, I'll be there at some point. That's the goal. Oh, and yeah, Wonder is talking about RP Fest.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, um, we do need to talk about RP Fest and the
Yeah, yeah.
future of RP Fest, and we did post in the groups to try and get one going, but we didn't really get much take up. So maybe next year we should just go for it and book a place, a country, and
Maybe that's the new
advertise
thing.
it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just say, you know what, we're gonna just do this and be like,
like a
whoever can
public
make it can
event,
make it.
and whoever's got RP.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can. Yeah, maybe we start evolving it now.
Hmm, yeah.
I like that. We start. Yeah, let's. Yeah, I like that idea. We start.
Maybe we could do like a fundraiser, like I don't know, like a half marathon or something, and then that means we could have enough money to maybe hire a venue,
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah,
to
but
host
I'd
it.
love to. I like that idea. I like, yeah, so we can, yeah, bring and just give people give people the experience, that been fortunate enough to,
Mm.
experience to the past years and stuff. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we now take what we've learned from doing these things with our friends and stuff, and now doing what we always kind of wanted, which was, we always say, don't wait on us either. If you guys can all like, I'm sure there's like a few people or maybe more that are probably not far from you, and you guys can all plan your little, do what we did and just plan a little gathering. It doesn't have to be anything special. You can literally be like, hey, let's all meet it. Like,
It's hard to find a group of guys though that are
yeah,
similar
right,
to
guys.
you in age and attitude,
Yeah,
and
that's the
come
biggest thing,
together.
right?
We were quite lucky really that we managed to find. I mean, that was from YouTube, wasn't it? And going live, and then just the regular
Yeah, right.
people
That's
that
how we
used
got
to
Vinny
speak
and all
to
that.
us,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right. Yeah, every time yeah,
so
that's right. That's how we always seem to have pretty good luck on yeah, every time we go live. Yeah, we find somebody or that's how we get to know people or new people. So yeah, but yeah, we're lucky enough to have that group, and it's kind of like that's what, like, I always say, that's good to. I think everyone should have that, and maybe I know it's kind of tough in there, but it's nice to know you guys are always in my pocket. I say because
yeah,
I have my phone and stuff, and it's like now with the meta glass, it's even more fun. So if I'm out riding or doing something, I could literally just go. It's almost like having Jarvis you know,
yeah.
on my feet. Like I'm like Iron Man. I can just be like, hey guys, I could be like, hey, send a message to the RP lads chat, and just be like, I feel like I'm more connected, and it makes you feel more secure. So I think everybody should really try to form their own messenger group or whatever, because it's like that's the best way to be if you're having a bad day, or because not every one of us is going to be having a bad day at the same time. So you might, it's just nice to have a group like that where you can go, hey, rough vision day today, and da 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 da, and and you guys be like, you always say nice things, or we say you got this, or we just say suck it up, Buttercup. No, tough love, maybe, but yeah. So, but yeah, no, we all bust each other's chops, which obviously guess what guys do. So it's always fun. But yeah, no, guys, definitely. We definitely keep you posted on that, and it don't. I still say, you know what? Go reach out in the groups and just say, hey, I'm from wherever, who's close to me, and I guarantee you might get three, four people, and if that's all you get, who cares? That's a perfect amount. Go, hey, let's all meet up at this coffee shop, or let's go meet up at this place. It doesn't have to be like some kind of fancy event. Like, just let's all meet up, and then you just start there. Ours was easy. Ours wasn't a crazy thing. We just
No.
went to a stranger's house, and we didn't know, and you know didn't know if he might murder us, but and he didn't know if we were going to murder him. It just all worked out. But yeah, all right. So that's what wait, we got one more. Meta glasses, worth it? That's what Jeremy says. Oh yeah, dude. Like,
Oh wow.
geez, between both Steve and I would say the overall consensus is a yes.
Definitely yes. 100%.
Absolutely, it was a game changer for you.
Yeah, meta glasses were a bit. I mean, I would say, do you really need to go and pay $500-600 for the fancy ones? Probably not. No, the ones for $190, I think
Yeah, you get,
for us,
yeah, right. One of the first generation
just
ones.
get the first generation without the fancy transition lenses. Um, they work brilliantly. I've got the Generation 1s. They do have the transition lenses in, which I actually hate because they're constantly changing color and my eyes just don't seem to know what's going on. So I bought some cheap clip-on shades that go over the top that are made for the Meta glasses. I've got like 5 different colors. And the Meta glasses, I'll give you a quick summary of everything I use the Meta glasses for in 30 seconds. Number one, the first thing that I didn't know I would love until it started happening was listening to and responding to all my messages hands free when I'm just walking around the house, doing chores, in the gym. I've even been out in a canoe and someone has sent me a text message or a WhatsApp message, and
Oh
I
yeah,
can
you love that. That's right.
oh, it's so cool because I can just reply then and there, and it's just done by my voice. Brilliant. I love that. And I didn't
I love
even
that on the
know.
bike, dude. I love that when I was like out riding the bike and I was talking to Ed. It's up,
It's
but I'm like,
so great. Like,
have a
and
nice
that's
little
not a,
conversation. I'm just practice riding.
and do you know what's so weird about that? Is that's not like a new thing. We've been able to do that on headphones for like
Yeah, right, right.
10 years. But the problem is, you don't always have your headphones on and you take them on and off and you're not listening
And
to
you
them.
don't, and
But
you and I don't want having things in our ears preventing us
no,
being able
no.
to hear.
But when you've got the sunglasses on, I might just be wearing them with my as sunglasses, and I might be out on a bike ride or in the canoe or whatever, and all of a sudden it'll just be like, Mike Tubiak sent you a message. Do you want to hear it? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it says la 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 la, and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, right. Do you want to reply?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now normally that'd be, when I get home or whatever. So anyway, that's the first one, and then the second one, we got to talk about the actual capabilities, the amount of times I will put them glasses on, walk into a room, and just say, "Hey, Meta, can you see a black dog in this room?" And it'll be like, "Yeah,
All right.
on the couch." Or I'll be like, "Can you see a set of keys on this table?" And they'll say, "Yes, there's a set of keys on this table," or
Or
"No."
when you get packages, because you usually get multiple packages from, Amazon or wherever, and you
Oh,
don't know, and maybe it's a day where Anna's not home.
yep. And the other thing I like using it for is summarizing text. So if I get a letter and I know the letters for me, I'll open it up and I'll just say, summarize this letter into key points. And instead of reading me the whole letter, it'll just
Yeah,
say,
love it.
you're required to attend this appointment on September 9th at 2 o'clock. Bang, done. It doesn't read the whole thing like, dear Mr. Johnson, I hope you're having a nice day. It just, oh, that's gone. And then the other thing, finally, that I use mine personally for a hell of a lot is for cooking. Um,
Oh,
you
great.
know,
You have cooking
if,
directions and
if
stuff.
I need to get something out, the directions on the packaging are always super small. And again, I don't want to read the whole list of ingredients and the directions. I just want to know how long should I cook this for? And it just tells me straight away. Or, if I'm really being fancy, I might want to know how many grams of protein is in this or that, or how many calories is in this. Maybe I'm in a supermarket and I just want to know, 2 items that are the same. And I might want to know how much caffeine's in this or how much, it just
Yeah, just the basic. Yeah, like just yeah, right.
so cool. I love them for that. So whoever asked that question, my answer
That
is
was Jeremy.
Jeremy. Yeah, they're really, really good. But you can get a cheap Gen 1 pair for around 100 180 to $200.
And now, and I have the Oakley Metas, which yes, they're like
Mm.
500. I will say so far, like, and I profusely sweat, and that's probably the biggest thing I've noticed that we'll have an issue with them sometimes, like because they won't charge because if it gets wet
Hmm.
and you don't wipe down the contacts, sometimes I'll have issues with getting in them recharge. I have to make sure I keep them dry. Or I took them out yesterday riding, and it was raining, and like I mean, I was between sweat and raining and stuff. Like the audio was getting a little muffled sometimes. You just gotta so just let them dry out, but it's not too bad. I haven't had any problems with that. But in terms of durability, so far good. I see Rushy very well in them, like when it's sunny day out and all that stuff. So that's really great in
So
terms
you
of just
you have the Vanguards, don't you?
yeah. I got the Vanguards.
So
Yep.
they're like full wrap
Yeah,
around.
full wrap
Do
around.
you like that? That looks nice. I
I
think that
do.
looks.
I guess it's like wearing regular Oakleys, but like even just fancier. I do think that like we were saying, it's funny. Like in today's world, you're talking to yourself, and people are gonna be like, "Why is that guy talking to himself?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"Cause then like I had that problem. Oh, I just had that problem at my event because I was literally talking to Chris Gombos, and I got a phone call at the same time, but he doesn't know I'm
Oh.
getting a phone call, so I answered the phone call." and I kind of have to be like, I'm starting to talk to the person on the phone, and I'm, oh, sorry, no, I'm on a phone call. And then Luis comes over and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm on the phone. Like it's hard to explain to somebody that I'm
I
on
feel
the
like
phone.
I feel like what you need to start doing if you're on the phone, I feel like you should hold your hand up like this. You know when you pretend to be on the phone, you
Oh,
know,
right. Just sort of like
with
hold
your
your phone.
thumb and your
Yeah, right.
finger.
Yeah. I don't know. So that's kind of fun, but I do like the fact that now we live in a world of content creation. So yeah, I'm like, because I'll when I'm out riding my bike and I'll record with the glasses, which I love. The quality is amazing. I showed him to my friend, like I sent him some video, and he's like, dude, those are like really the video is so smooth. He's like, I didn't think it'd be so smooth, you know.
That's what
Um,
blows my mind. Like I don't know how they achieve that because there's no gimbal in there.
yeah, because you've
Yeah,
seen mine, you've seen the way you've seen my videos. It's like, yeah,
yeah, and you've seen mine. You know, I've been skiing, like skiing, and I'm
yeah,
bumping down like ice and stuff, and it's like you wouldn't really tell I'm moving around. And I'm watching yours. You're on a bike, and you think it'd be a bit like, brrrr,
but
you
yeah,
know, a
kind
bit
of,
shaky, but
yeah, shaky. No, it's like, yeah, it's actually like not, it's
hmm,
not too bad. And what I like about that most is it's actually giving people exactly where I'm looking. You can tell by
yeah, I like that.
where I'm where my head's going. That's where I'm looking. And some
I
people
think
were surprised because they're like, Mike, you don't actually look around as much as we people thought we'd be scanning more
well, you
because
probably
of,
are with your eyes, but not your head,
yeah,
huh?
but not my head. Right, right.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I said only time I really turn my head and you could see in the videos is kind of like when I get into like about halfway through the berm or so, I'm kind of
I
already
think
looking up over to the street.
I think my favorite video that I've captured on my Meta glasses has to be um the rock climbing that I did in Utah because you
Ah,
can see that my head is bobbing around. I'm looking down, trying to see where my feet are, and I'm looking left and
right.
right over that like pinnacle. And I thought, wow, I never would have got that on a video camera or a phone or anything.
That's a beautiful thing we pointed out before too, is yeah, the fact that you can record hands free.
Yo,
So if you're trying to do like if I'm working on my bike, getting ready for a race or whatever, I can just be like in the moment, go, hey Meta, record a video.
yeah. I find it really hard to sell the Meta glasses because a lot of my friends are like, yeah, I can do that on a GoPro. And I'm like, yeah,
And
I've
that's what
had
I'm saying.
loads of GoPros over the years. It's just not the same. It's just
No, it's
not the
not.
same.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't
Yep.
know how to explain it, but it's
And
just
yeah,
not.
no. I also like the stats, so I can be like, "Hey, Meta, what's my heart rate?" So I can record. It'll tell me my heart rate in real time because it's connected to my Garmin. So I
Yeah.
like all. I'm a stats guy, so it's the fact that like I could do all that and like I said, send text or video or whatever, just in whatever you're doing in the moment. It's not the same as a GoPro. It's not like you can't do that with a GoPro.
Well,
Like,
also with the GoPro, when you're filming stuff,
yeah,
you like you might be able to put it on a helmet, for example. But again,
yeah.
it's not looking through your eyes, so you never quite
It's not.
know.
Yeah, right. It's not it's not your perspective. It's not actually seeing. That's not exactly how. Yeah, you're seeing it.
Hmm.
Whereas when you get our videos, like when you're running it, yeah, that's perfect. It's almost like this is exactly, and mine's in the center for the Oakley Metas.
That's so much better. I wish mine
Yeah,
was in the center. That's so much better.
because you're saying how it's like yours. It's like you're a little. It's like you. It's like off to the. Is it the right? Yeah, no,
Because
left.
the
Left.
frames are really slim, they've just put it on one side.
Yeah.
It's in the arm, not just to keep the bit. That's a real shame.
Yeah, so that's the benefit. I say if you're looking for, if you're an outdoorsy, if you're like really like active person, yeah, definitely and you're gonna be outside in the sun because I mean mine are just sunglasses. I don't use them obviously indoors.
Mm.
Um, I think yeah, highly. I still want to get a pair actually of just Ray-Bans just so I can have them indoors and things like that, and have those actually be prescription
Well,
lensed.
we're going off on a slight topic here, but the Apple ones are going to be $329 apparently, and they're due to be
That's
announced in September. So
will they have AI?
yeah, it's going to be
Those are AI.
Apple's version, yeah.
Okay.
So theirs are going to come out in September allegedly, but
I want to see
they
when the
say that.
Google's going to come out. I want I want those because so far, well, I don't know. I'll see which ones are better, but I definitely like from what I've seen, I like the Google ones. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But
just
this
to
is
being
an
able to,
exciting thing because
oh yeah.
everyone is now bringing them out, aren't they? Meta have been so successful, and everyone's trying to catch up now. Um, so
But to have
yeah,
the AI functionality, I think that's gonna be like when if you do augmented reality and all that kind of stuff on them, like that'll be insane.
yeah.
Like, well, I think it'll be great. I want glasses to be able to at some point. It'll
Have you?
it'll learn you. Like it'll learn you. It would be able to. If you think about it, glasses should be able to tell where your zone of vision is
Yeah.
by displaying things on like augmented reality. It could put
Yeah.
dots and be like, "Can you see this? No. Can you see this? No. Can you see this? Yes." And then you can map out your vision. That would be
Yeah.
wild. So yes, guys. In short, not long. Um, if you're
Meta
looking for
glasses
just
are RP show certified.
yeah.
Check.
So and it's just and it just comes down to what are you looking for? If you're looking to get crazy sport, like you're like me, or even Steve. Obviously, we're both crazy people. But if you're looking for something like you want to be outside, you want that full wraparound, full sun protection. The Oki Meadows Vanguards, totally worth it. If you're just looking for indoor out or something just casual wearing, that just gets the job done and you could do all the same functions as like the Oakley Metas, then yeah, get yourself a first generation pair of Ray-Bans. They're good. You'll be just as happy. So overall, worth it.
Cool.
Not sponsored, but Oakley we will consider
Not yet.
Ray-Ban. We will gladly take. We're open for discussions. All right, so we're
Okay,
gonna wrap it up.
folks. Well, that's going to wrap it up. That's about all we've got time for this week.
Yep, and we will see you guys hopefully next week. Thanks for tuning in.
See you in the cloud.
See you in the cloud.